Presentation, the effect of guided imagery and music on stress management in the workplace. Just to tell a little bit about myself, my name is Dr. Ellisha Wells. I received my bachelor's degrees in psychology and music from the University of Tampa, my master's in health and wellness psychology from the University of the Rockies, and I recently earned my health and wellness psychology degree with Ashford University. My hobbies include writing, reading, and spending time with my family and friends. The theoretical framework for this project was transactional theory, which discusses the relationship between the individual and his and her environment, creating a felt stress for that individual. There are a few aspects of this theory. First part is cognitive appraisal, which in turn has two different types of appraisal. Primary appraisal involves the motivational relevance to what is currently happening to the individual, whether there is harm or benefit to the individual feeling the stress. Secondary appraisal is supplemental to the primary, being that the primary is dependent on how much control the individual thinks he or she has over outcomes. Coping serves as a mediator along with a cognitive appraisal of short-term emotional reaction, in which in turn there are two types of coping. There is problem-focused coping, which involves changing the person-environment relationship, and there's emotion focus, which regulates emotional distress. This last part involves the emotions. The quality of motion of how the individual think they're handling the situation. As the appraisal changes, so does their emotion. For this research project, it brought forth 4 research questions. How can employers design more permanent stress management procedures? What are the perceived stressors in the workplace among managerial and non-managerial employees? What are the perspectives of those managerial and non-managerial employees within an organization on the current techniques and methods used to manage stress in the workplace? And lastly, what are the perspectives among managerial and non-managerial employees within an organization on implementation of a stress management intervention that involves guided imagery and music on perceived stress levels? There are 4 key points as to why this study was important. Effective stress management techniques are not being implemented in the workplace. Estimated healthcare costs of $300 billion annually in the United States. A positive and effective approach may promote a healthier organization in the long term. And lastly, employees feel that stress prevention is an area of concern with employers. One of the important themes from the literature review is music and its relationship to healing. Music has been viewed as a universal language, with therapeutic effects that can be traced back to biblical times, which in turn attaches itself to religious connotation. There are 4 themes to music therapy. There's transcendence, connectedness, search for meaning, and faith and hope. Transcendence discusses the link between joy and healing, as well as fun and relaxation when hearing the music. Connectedness enables bonding, socialization, and also provides harmony, trust, and deep communication with the music that's being heard. Search for meaning enables people to place the meaning to the music that they're listening to. And lastly, faith and hope involves spirituality, as the music brings forth broader definitions of that spirituality. An important study involving guided imagery and music was conducted by Beck, Hansen, and Gold, which their study was about Danish workers on sick leave, and it determined the effect of guided imagery and music on biopsychosocial measures of long-term stress. It determined whether a modified guided imagery and music program would have an effect on biological and psychological symptoms such as cortisol, testosterone, melatonin, disturbed moods, sleep quality, physical distress, work readiness, well-being, anxiety, and depression. There was a positive effect from the study after 9 weeks, even resulting in Danish workers coming back early from sick leave. For this research project, there were two groups as part of the study. There was the HEAL group, which is the Healthy Employees and Leaders group, which involves participants in taking part in surveys, interviews, and the Healthy Employee and Leaders program. And in the second group were only surveys. 17 participants total for this study, 2 for the HEAL group, 15 for the survey-only group. The HEAL program was a weekly program with the intent to use guided imagery and music as a method to alleviate employees' perceived stress in the retail industry. The 30-minute sessions involved stretching, relaxation, and yoga for 10 minutes and a guided imagery session for 20 minutes, once a week for 6 weeks. Participants received music files and yoga poses to practice on their own outside of the program. Prior to the HEAL program, HEAL participants expressed stressors such as different manager styles, lack of manager support, and meeting work demands in the workplace. One participant shared a constant fear of getting written documentation or possible termination if work demands were not met. Also shared the option of taking leave of absence. However, there was the risk that there may not be a job upon their return. They often feeling the need to fill in for absentee or ill coworkers to meet work demands. The HEAL participant 2 described frustration of always being called to complete tasks when other coworkers are present. After the HEAL program, both participants felt that the program was beneficial to them and could be beneficial for the workplace. If it was implemented, they would serve as advocates to other coworkers to get them to join the program. As for the survey-only group, with one of the surveys, the Life Events and Stress Adjustment Scale, 82.35% of participants agreed that stress was an everyday occurrence for them, with health status of themselves or loved one as high stressors, and all of the participants agreed that they listened to music to relieve stress. In closing, the HEAL program was developed in order to determine whether a guided imagery and music program could alleviate employees' perceived stress while in the workplace. The HEAL program did make improvement in participants' reaction to stressors in the workplace by focusing on the music and yoga poses. Most importantly, participants felt that with some modifications, the HEAL program could be implemented as a permanent stress management initiative in the workplace. If there are any questions about the study, feel free to email me with any questions that you may have. Thank you for watching this presentation.